Today we're going to be checking out triangle position, which is a fairly complex position. And there is one thing in particular that I see a lot of bodies doing when they're getting into this, and it often comes from wanting to do the pose as deep as possible. In particular, the focus of today's video is on that. I highly recommend that if you have not checked out my Finding Your Wide-Legged Stance or my Warrior 2 video, that you go and do those first because they're really good build-ups to making your way into this one in a healthy, safe way. So this is what I see a lot. The fingers really reach forward and then come down to the lower shin or even the floor. Now this is not the person's fault. This is often the cue that is given in a class. However, there's a much healthier way to go about this, so I'm going to show it to you now. So look at this end shape versus this end shape. So if you watch the pelvis move here, you'll notice that the whole pelvis is tipping towards the side with the turned out leg. Unlike in Warrior 2 here, where it's the knee that's bending and the pelvis stays level, in Triangle, the knee stays straight but not locked, and the pelvis is pivoting over top of the top of that femur bone. The other hip, for me right now, the right hip, is kind of bumping out to the side. What is the same as Warrior 2, however, is that my spine, my upper body, is staying stacked over my pelvis. So as you watch me go into Triangle and the pelvis tips, my body stays in line with my pelvis. With this typical cue of reaching the fingertips forward and then sending your body into the position, you might notice that I've really done a side bend through my body. I'm going to pull my shirt here so that you can kind of see this C shape in my body. I can really feel that lengthening on the other side. So I'm going to use the broomstick to give you the visual here of where my spine should be. I kind of lost it at the bottom by my pubic bone, but there you go. You can see how much my head and shoulders have moved relative to where they should be if they were to stay in line with the broomstick. It's really hard to hold on to things while trying to do the yoga postures. So instead of focusing on sending the fingertips forward and leaning forward before you go into the pose, I highly recommend that you focus on how the hip joint should be moving. Focus on the pelvis tipping over that hip joint, and then just let your hands reach where they can.